of changes in the weather patterns. And so we're sort of monitoring that in a sense vibrationally. If we get worried about that, we can give a bandhan, we can write the problem on our left hand and then use the right hand to make a circle to try and send a prayer about that issue. So if we have a tornado or we have a heavy rain that's a flooding, we can send a bandhan to try and make sure that that doesn't affect too many people in a negative way. Does anybody have any questions about bandhans or anything like that? Okay, fine. So some of the things I wanted to talk about today, what I will be talking about today, have to do with how we're connecting with our spirit and developing our awareness of our relationship with the divine, but also our awareness of how things work in a more subtle way than most people understand. And so our session ahead, and I don't want to give out too much information because not everybody has logged on, but it will kind of go into how our desire power, our action power, and our devotional power all work together to help us grow. Yes, we can do a channel cleanse. We're going to work on, we're going to have a foot soak first. So I saw in the chat someone said about a channel cleanse. So during our foot soak, we will do a channel cleanse. And if you have any specific wishes about what we should clear out and what we should work on, go ahead and put that in the chat because we can incorporate that into our session today, which is more focused on clearing out and working with the vibrations today than usual. Hi, Ashvis. Thank you for that note. That is very sweet. I hope you are fine. How has your meditation been?
It's going well and great. It's feeling like so relaxed and blessed in my inner self with the energy of the spirit and community.
So sorry, I didn't hear the last part. Something about speed?
No, the spirit in the community.
Oh, this, yeah. The spirit. Yes, yes. And how are you experiencing spirit today? Or how has that been coming into your attention?
The spirit, it gave like lots of hope and love and joy of the mother self and the energy of the love of the divine power.
Yes, yes. And so that's perfect because that's what we need to grow inside of us, is a feeling that we are really connected and that the divine is part and parcel of us and that we can affect change if we need to through that connection. Mm-hmm. Any other thoughts this morning, anybody, before we get started? I see we have 13 people on. Good morning. My name is Lise. I'll be facilitating today. Rahul encouraged me to try and check everybody's vibrations today and react to how you are feeling. So if you have any kind of questions about vibrations or you want us to work on a specific thing, you could put that in the chat today and we will try to work on that. I may or may not be able to see the chat at a given moment. So Rahul will help me, remind me if there's something I haven't addressed. I don't know how many are brand new. If you're brand new, put that in the chat, please. It's because I don't want to spend too much time on things that are basic, like how to foot soak, if there's nobody new to foot soaking. Okay, I'm not seeing anything in the chat just yet, but I will put my chat over here so I can see.
I would like to say something. I often feel my left void area. It's something with my left side often feels heavier than my right side, although I do have that right-sided lots of thoughts, sometimes lots of just feeling like go, go, go. So perhaps maybe you can talk about how that is. That usually my right side, I feel the vibrations feel very, very clear. And my left side, particularly my left Anya, feels kind of shows up.
Okay,
It's not very
so
clear, 'cause it's not very clear to me, but
yeah, but it's right, because I'm feeling vibrations for you're asking something important, and it's true. You need to get this worked out. So what I would say is that, you know, sometimes we do feel both left channel issues and right channel issues. You generally might be a go, go, go person, but then you're draining your left side. So if you specifically feel something, you should work on both things. So you would take down your right side in your footsoak, and then you would attend to your left, since that's your first issue, then your left knobby or your left void issue that's coming up, but also kind of try to forgive yourself if you feel like you know why your void is catching. Like for me, when my void is catching, it means that I have either been in touch with people from who have false guru, or I am sort of like watching TV and somebody is a philosopher with the wrong kind of notions, and I'm just watching that, but I didn't realize I was feeling their catches. So you work on your persistent left void situation by putting your right hand on the left side of your stomach and
Right.
saying the affirmations for the left void, and clear that out too, if that's helpful.
yes, very much.
Okay. Somebody said heart chakra, someone said third eye activation, so that will be Agnya chakra here. I want to show you there's a chakra here called Hamsa in between Vishuddhi and Agnya. What else? What else are we? Lots of overthinking. Yeah, good. I'm really happy that we're going to talk about the overthinking part. So, good morning. I'm Lisa McCoy. I'm from Arkansas in the United States, and I have been teaching this session once a month for quite a few months. And I have been in Sahaja Yoga since I was 24. And I got my realization during the years when Sri Mataji was touring around in the United States. And so I've been at programs with her. I've seen her in sessions like this on the right, talking to her, but she was in a chair by that time. By the time I came to Sahaja Yoga, she was in her 50s and 60s. So I wanted to share with you that when we would go to India, Sri Mataji would talk to the crowd, and this is the times in the early days of Sahaja Yoga when she actually sat on the stage one time, right on the ground, not in a chair. And you can see in this miracle photograph that the rays of the sun came shining right on her. And then at one point, I was looking for the series of photographs, but she actually put her hand up and then it stopped. Like she said, okay, enough. And then on the right, you can see in the early days of Sahaja Yoga, Sri Mataji would work very closely with the seekers. And so they had this togetherness with her. That was sort of part of her way of working with people, which was so kind and so loving. And she would work hours on people. I mean, maybe you don't know enough about working on people, but she would actually use her hands and put her hand on their chakras or raise their kundalini or help them work out their issues as they spoke them to her. Okay, so the other kind of a thing to know is that when she would come to the United States, she talked to us about she talked to us about the importance of the United States helping other countries and being generous in resources and in spirit for helping people who did not have enough. So there is a role that the United States does play in the world. And so I know that there's a lot of problems with the United States. But we can, as people who practice Sahaja yoga, we're called yogis. We yogis can pray that the United States takes a proper role in helping unify the world and be a force of positivity and not negativity. Okay, Rahul, we're ready. So good morning. If you're just logging on, please make sure you have your foot soak bucket ready. I'm just going to cover a few points about what we're going to discuss today. The title of the talk was eight blessings of self-realization. You all have your self-realization, I'm assuming. And now we're going to go a little bit deeper. So this will inspire you to have some sweetness, feel the sweetness of the divine. And that's our goal, so that you have a more personal relationship one-on-one with the divine. And what I would hope you do after the session is think about what you learned and then try to apply it in your life and see if you see some growth in one dimension or another. So we're going to work on our foot soak. So if you have not gathered your foot soak materials, we are going to have the session will begin. We'll have a foot soak. If you are new to foot soaking, you're going to we have a bucket and pour some water in it from the bathtub, and then pour a little bit of salt and regular salt. And we carry that carefully. When you're picking up a foot soak bucket, don't lean over. Pick it up with your legs bent so that you don't hurt your back. Pick it up and carry it over to where you're sitting. And it's fine to do this in front of your place of meditation. You get a towel, and we're going to put our feet in the foot soak water and soak our feet. And through that process, we're going to clear our different chakras. Does anyone have any questions before we start that process? Okay, so just get ready, take your socks off, turn off your phone, tell everybody in your family, leave you alone for 15 minutes. Getting my foot soak bucket. All right. So your socks off, and you can take off your glasses. I need them to see you. We're going to give our bucket of water. We're going to give it a bandhan, which is a circular go to the right, and with your left hand gathering vibrations, your right hand is directing the vibrations to your water, and that's called vibrating the foot soak bucket. Then put your feet in the water. And make sure your back is supported. I'm starting to get older, and so I make sure that my hips are supported during the foot soak. So now let's pull our attention inside, close our eyes a little bit, and we're going to raise our Kundalini. Just if you have never done that before, watch me. Tie it once. Tie it twice. Attention on your sasrara. Okay, that's tying up Kundalini. Now we're going to use the left hand on my thigh, right hand, giving ourselves a bandhan. Okay, if you can't see, you're not in the view where you can see me. You have to adjust your view so you can see the speaker in your Zoom. All right. Thank you, Cynthia, for that feedback. All right. So I also got in front of me a candle, which I'm lighting. It's here right next to me. There's also a candle on my table with my picture of Sri Mataji in front of me over to the right here that has a candle lit. The candle pulls the negativity into the flame. So that's the mechanism. The negativity is going out through your feet into the bucket of salt water. Oops, I just blew it up. And the candle is taking the heat from any negativity on the left side. And if you have problems on your left side, you could use this hand candle that you have near your table to go up and down your left side. Okay, if you need it. I'm just going to put mine there. All right. So let's clear our subtle system. We do our left and our right. First thing is left hand on your lap and right hand to the floor. Mother, please clear my left channel. Okay, and so our attention when we're clearing is on our Sahasrara. And in general, if we can't settle our attention, we can say, Mother, I forgive myself. I forgive everyone. Okay. And then on the left side, we'll get back. I'm feeling left side, I'm feeling heart chakra, but first let's just do a general cleanse. And then we'll go do a couple of chakras. All right. Breathe. I always forget to breathe. Lift your left hand up to the sky, right hand in your lap, face up. This is the position for clearing your right sympathetic channel. And you can feel the Kundalini just pouring up towards Sahasrara. Mother, please cleanse my right side channels. I forgive everyone. Please remove my ego. Just let ourselves try and focus here on our meditation and not any problems that have been in our attention when we came to our footsoak. Mother, let me concentrate now. All right, that's good. So now let's work on our chakras. We're going to work on, since someone has talked about our void, let's go first down the very bottom though, very essential, the Muladhara chakra on the left side of between our hip and our leg. Put your hand down there and be firm in the corner between your hip and your leg. Mother, please clear out my Muladhara chakra and set me on my proper foundation. without your strong Muladhara chakra, your prayers have a hard time landing that concretely. All right. Now we're going to move our hand up to our left stomach, left part of our stomach, which is the void. And this is the center of mastery. So the things that bother it are false teachings, sort of being fanatical and dogmatic, and not believing in our own worth as our own master, being our own master. So if you kind of have a slavish mentality, you get dragged around by other people and other ideas, and you don't focus enough on your own mastery, then you need to work on your void. So Mother, please clear out our void center. Please make me strong in my spiritual depth. And I am slave to nobody. Shake out your hands. I'm going to put it on our heart center. Mother, let me feel love. Let me feel your support and security come into my heart. On the spirit. I'm worthy. I want to be one with my own spirit. I am good. I'm a good person. Let's put our hand on our neck on the left side. Turn our head to the right. This is where we continually doubt ourselves, this negativity in our culture to continually argue against ourselves as being competent. So here we have to say, I am not guilty. Moreover, I'm very confident and very competent. I surrender all the mistakes I've made. I leave that to you, and I want to move forward. Shake off your hand. Put your hand on the back of your head. Let's do the front first. Put your head down. Mother, I forgive everyone who has ever hurt me. I forgive, and I leave all of the consequences of everybody's negativity to you. And then put your hand back on the back of your head. And you're going to lift your head up into the light. And you will say, I forgive myself, I forgive everyone. And I am a Sahaja yogi. I have a sense of self-worth and dignity. And I am not the sum total of what has happened to me, but something else. I'm bigger than that. Okay. And then you're going to put your hand on your head at the top, push down, make sure that this skin is sort of moving around on the top of your head. And you will affirm, Mother, please deepen my self-realization. Please let me grow now deeper. Help me know my purpose. Okay. Check your vibrations. I still feel Vishuddhi. Let's give a bandhan to our Vishuddhi chakra. We want to just express love, wisdom, compassion to our Vishuddhi chakra and not be critical or angry. Good. Now shake off your hands. I'm shaking all of the heat off my hands. I'm brushing all the negativity off my arms and my torso and my legs toward my bucket. Shake off your hands. We're going to raise our Kundalini. Put on our bandhan straight over our head, not like a windshield wiper, but right over our heads. Okay. Now we're going to take our feet and wash them off if you have a jar of water, and dry them with your towel or your paper towel. And we're going to take a minute to take our water to the toilet and throw it away. I'm just going to turn off my camera while I do that. All right, so it's nice. I can see that we have about 28 people signed on, and we're getting back from our dumping our foot soak water. And I just wanted to say that for the buckets, we keep them somewhere so that, you know, they're in a closet or somewhere where nobody's going to use them for other purposes, because now if they've had foot soak water in them, then they're not suitable for use for other purposes like washing our floors or something like that. And it's nice if you have your own bucket, but if you're in a hotel room, sometimes you can use the trash can in the hotel. Bring some salt with you, but not on a plane. It's not good. But once you get there, get some salt and pour it into the trash can in the hotel and put the water in it. Okay, so I think we're back a little bit. Okay, thank you. Rahul, next slide. When you're back. Okay, perfect. All right. So I'm glad we had our foot soak, and so we've cleared out a bit, but now we're going to try and understand how we can feel vibrations. So they probably taught you in the first few sessions that the chakras relate to the fingers. And so your job will be to memorize when you feel something in a finger, which chakra is that, without seeing the chart. So you have to be able to know, because when you're out and about and you feel something in this finger, then you have to know, okay, that's heart chakra. And if my attention's on that, it might be those vibrations of that thing, not me, not my baseline. So you have to distinguish between your own baseline vibrations by meditating every day and possibly foot soaking every night. And then when you're out in your work day or with other people, you'll be able to distinguish between what is your catches, what are your chakras like, and what is somebody else's chakras like, or that environment. Some people feel it in their fingertips just fine. Other people don't feel so well in their fingers because their Vishuddhi chakra is not the nerve endings down to their hands. Something is not quite hooked up right yet. It will work out. You might feel it as waves in your body. I'm feeling that more these days than I don't really necessarily want to feel all the time all the catches that are going on in my environment, but I like it when if I feel cool breeze coming, all of a sudden I know, oh, what was I thinking? Maybe that was a good thought, or maybe I'm moving in the right direction. It's a kind of a yes suggestion as coolness washing through me. Some people feel pressure on a certain part of their body, their heart, their stomach, their head, and then that is an indication that there's a blockage. And Shrimanji, one time she was in an interview with a reporter and she was saying, you can also see if there's any kind of red spots on your hands, because you might feel see them as a red kind of or puffiness on your hands over a certain chakra. You can feel vibrations as goosebumps. Sometimes when that's called pulakit. And that means that sometimes for people that's a good indication. And if anyone else feels it any other way, let me know. And you can always keep asking, Mother, what are the vibrations? All right, let's see. So when we
are you fielding questions?
Yeah, sure. You can ask a question today. Sure.
So as far as feeling the Kundalini, I do have big Vishuddhi problems, but I get cramps in my toes occasionally, and I think, what does that mean? So could you explain?
Yes. I think cramps in toes have two possible things. One is you need a foot soak. So maybe your toes are more sensitive to the vibrations than your hands, and you foot soak them, that will help. The other thing is that sometimes cramps in your feet mean some chakra catch, some physical thing is going on with your body. And cramps in general can mean that you know, like you don't have the right salt intake or something like that, or the altitude is wrong for your body and it's reacting with cramping. So you can check with your doctor, but for Sahaja yogis, we would probably foot soak that and just work on
But
ourselves.
can you diagnose with them, or are cramps just a different thing?
Cramps would be anything negative, any pain, any sickness, any is an indication that something needs balancing. So in that sense, yes.
If it's on, say, my second toe, does that mean it's my Vishuddhi? Or
Yeah, that's what
okay,
that's the general sense. Yes.
okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Did Mara just say her left big toe?
Yes.
No. Oh my God, that is so interesting. I was feeling that and I haven't felt it. My left big toe, it was throbbing and painful. That's so funny. Okay.
Left big toe would be on your feet. The thumb and the middle finger are reversed from your hands.
Oh yeah.
So your big toe would be your nabi.
Yeah.
Nabi again. Wow. Thank
Mm-hmm.
you.
And is your left knee hurting? Or your left elbow? Yeah. Yeah. So your body parts are connected to your chakra system, hands and feet.
And
That's
also arms, but I don't know about legs.
same. Arms and legs are sort of reflect each other too. So our knees are nabi and our elbows are nabi.
So interesting.
Yeah, it's a whole science. We should have something about that. I think that might be in the advanced next section, of course. All right, and then let's go on to the next. We'll continue to. You guys have more questions about? We can stop here. I was going to run this session slower, but okay. So just want. Oops. Whoops. Okay, Rahul, we're on 3, not 2, but okay. Oh, okay. So this is a quick one. You have your spirit in your heart. I am mother, I am the spirit, right? We say, and that's called Atma. And then there's the Paramatma, the big spirit, the all-pervading spirit above us. And that's what that one was about. We're connected. And then, okay, go ahead. 3, I got you. 3. Next slide. That's okay, Rahul. Next slide. Yeah. Okay, we got that one. And then the next one. Next slide. So this one, as the chakras open, we become more beautiful, more talented, more dharmic, meaning we do the right thing naturally. It naturally happens because the chakras are opening and we get these blessings from them. And that's why people with open chakras are saints. They have all these things and they're also very smart. So when I don't have enough information, for example, when I'm trying to do something that's hard for me, I just say, Mother, I don't know how to do this. Can you do it? And I get help because we don't have to know everything, but we're quick studies because we have our vibrations. All right, so you will get inspiration as your chakras open. And so if you are depleted in some of these areas, like you don't have enough security, then work on your heart, right? If you don't have enough money, work on your nabi. If you're not, if you need to pass a test, work on your head and your liver. All right, next slide, thank you. From where do psychic clairvoyance emanate? So psychic clairvoyance is we consider that a siddhi or a side kind of a skill that some people have, which we don't consider to be that helpful. If we're on the main pathway, we want to ascend, that's a kind of a side thingy that you can do if you have certain balance in your chakras, or maybe you're caught up by some entity that's telling you information. And so we don't necessarily think that's such a great thing to have. And so if you've never been able to be clairvoyant, it's okay. That's all right. Never been able to see chakra colors? Because if you're in the center, you won't see colors, you won't be able to read minds. That's not your job as a yogi. Your job as a yogi is to help people heal and get their realization. So this is a kind of I want to talk about this a little bit. So every religion has sort of ways to praise the divine. And this is one way to please the divine, is to praise the divine. But I want to share with you some a certain way we can do it. So here are some examples of prayers that yogis have written over the years, and then they translated it into Sanskrit, because there are all these names of the divine, or all of these ways of prayers for the divine in Sanskrit that are handed down after thousands of years. But now you have enlightened knowledge of the spirit, so you can actually use your attention to write a prayer that affects something that matters to you right now in this modern world. So for example, Jita Krodha, she who conquers anger, hatred, and violence. You could write this without, you don't have to translate it into Sanskrit, but the way we would say it is, Mother, Mother Kundalini, Mother of the universe, verily you are she who conquers anger, hatred, and violence. And your saying this activates that for the whole world. So you can write beautiful poetry, beautiful praise of the divine, and try to do this if you feel upset and worried about something. You can use this method to clear something ahead. Let's do one more. Let's look at the one who Vichara Shaitilya, she who calms our thoughts. Mother, verily you are she who calms our thoughts. Okay, so that would be the phrase. And you can say it some other way, like, Mother, you are the one who. It's okay. All right, let's go to the next thing. Okay, so many things are mysterious, right, in the divine one. So many things. But by your studying Sahaja Yoga talks and understanding it further, a lot of things will get cleared up. For example, we have the messengers, the angels, and what do they do, and where do they sit, and why did they manifest at that time? And if you consider that, let's say that the shepherds are like, nobody thinks about the shepherds. They're out in the fields in the middle of the night. Nobody's thinking about them. They're far away from the king's castle. But if the divine is in the king's castle, then the divine knows everything about everyone around, right? Even the shepherds on the hills, even their lambs. And so you have to consider that you are part of the family and part of the estate now that you have your realization. And in the Bible, like, for example, Jesus was saying, John reports that Jesus was saying that he will send someone, the Holy Spirit, which is generally construed in the Bible as male, but Srimaji has said to us, it's not right. There was the Mother, the Father, and the Son, and Holy Spirit is the Mother. So he's going to send the Holy Spirit to us, and she will be comforter and counselor, and remind you of everything I've taught. And so every religion has, Sahaja Yoga encompasses all the world religions, and it somehow makes them all make sense together as a family of teachings. And at the root of it is your Kundalini and your own spiritual connection that makes all of this, because some things were misinterpreted after they were written down in scripture. Like we feel like parts of the Bible are a little inaccurate because they were written down after the fact and got translated into what was expedient at a time, but not particularly correct. Okay, next blessing. So in this talk, we're going to listen to a talk for 10 minutes of Sri Mataji, and she's going to talk about the absolute science and that she's giving us these powers. So I'll let Rahul set that up. And while he's doing that, I use the time to tell you, okay, so the bandhan that Sri Mataji's talking about is the bandhan, right, that I talked about earlier, which is the sort of like a phone call to the divine that we use to try and help something when there's a problem. In this talk, we're going to listen for 10 minutes. So get your pillow, get settled.
Also, these organized religions, these monotheistic organized religions, started taking to course. Also, these organized religions, these monotheistic organized religions, started taking to course of gaining power or gaining money, because they thought that's the only way you can control people and can go on. They were least bothered as to deliver the goods, whatever have been described in the Bible. Bible, of course, was tempered very much and has been a lot of changes in that. And a person like Paul and Peter, who joined together, tried to spoil most of the truth. Though Quran was not so much touched, but still is dealt more with the right side, with the reproduction system and all those things. And so many things are still ambiguous. Now, simultaneously, two things have happened. I don't know if you are aware of it or not. First thing that has happened is that now we have a new science of microbiology, in which we have discovered that every cell has got a DNA tape. Every cell has got a program in it. As we have in a computer a chip, every cell has got a tape in it, in a way that it is programmed. And according to that program, the development takes place. Now imagine the intricacy of the whole thing. So many computers are already programmed, and all these cells have these in them. So a very mysterious sort of thing has come up before the scientist, and they cannot explain it. They cannot explain many things. But one of them is this. Now what Sahaja Yoga has done, that it has proved that it is the will of God, it is the desire of God, the will of God, which is doing all the work. And it has been proved. All this Chaitanya, Adi Shakti is nothing but the will of God. And will of God is the one is working out everything very harmoniously. I don't know if some of you must have read my book, first book, where I have described how this earth was created. There was a bang, but it was very harmonious, and how it developed is through the will of God. So everything was done in a way that God's will was working. Now the will of God you are feeling on your fingertips. After realization now, you have discovered the absolute science, which is the will of God, which is an absolute science. You people know that we have cured people through Sahaja Yoga. You also know giving bandhan and all that things work out. So many things work out automatically after realization that people don't want to believe. In the beginning, people would not believe when the scientists told them something. But now it is, you can see the science is always in the flux, all the time changing. One theory is again challenged, another theory is again challenged. But Sahaja Yoga has exposed you to that great truth of science which cannot be challenged, which is all there. So anybody who comes out with any new proposal about defaming God or saying that there is no God, we can prove. Not that there is God, but everything, the creation of this earth, the creation of human beings and everything was done harmoniously by the will of God. If will of God has done everything, the human beings should not take any credit for discovering some things which are created by God. Supposing this carpet is made by somebody and we start discovering all the colors, what is so great? It is all there. You cannot create. So it is not the creation part of it so much important, but the fashioning of this world, whole thing, was done by the will of God. Now, if the will of God is so important, it has to be proved. And now through Sahaja Yoga, after the breaking of the Sahasrara, you have now for the first time felt the will of God, which is such an important thing. But for us, it is come to us so sahaj that we don't understand. We just give the bandhan and the things work out. And we feel that the things have worked out. So it is bandhan which has worked out, and we have managed everything. It's not so. It's much more than that. We have now become part and parcel of that big computer, of that will of God. We have become the medium, or we can say the channels of that will of God. We are connected with that will of God which created all this universe. So everything we can manage because we have got the absolute science in our hand. The absolute science which will work out the betterment of the whole world. We can prove it to the scientist that there is a will of God which has done all this creation. Even evolutionary process is the will of God. Without His will, nothing could have happened. So many people used to say that not even a blade of grass moves without the will of God, which is a very true thing. And you have seen now that the will of God we have got as our own power. We can use it. So how important it is to be a Sahaja Yogi. Perhaps we don't realize how important it is to be a Sahaja Yogi. Sahaja Yoga is not only for saying, Mother, I am full of joy, I am enjoying myself, I got purified, everything is fine. But for what? Why did you get all these blessings? Why you have been cleansed, so that this knowledge of will of God should be apparent in you. Not only that, should be a part and parcel of you. So we have to raise our level. We have to come up. For mediocre and ordinary people, it is really useless to give them Sahaja Yoga because they are good for nothing. They are not going to help us in any way, because what is needed is now today that we should have people who can really manifest and reflect the will of God. And for that, you can understand we have to have very strong people, because this will has created this whole universe, the cosmos, this Mother Earth. Everything is created by this will of God. So now we are exposed to a new dimension, and that dimension is that we are ones who are channels of that will of God. So then, what is our duty? And what should we do about it? So the omnipotent God, who is everywhere, who has done all this, the will of God that has worked it out, has to work through you people. And you have to be very strong, very sensible, very wise, also very effective people. The more effective you become, the more energy you will get. But still I feel that the Sahajogis are more not taking the responsibility of understanding that they have to represent this God Almighty who is omnipresent, omniscient, who knows everything, who sees everything, and who is potent, means almighty. If you understand that this is what has happened after opening the Sahasrara, that you have now got the power which has these three qualities in it. Say now this big thing has to be supported by a strong pillars. But supposing if they are not strong, it will fall down. In the same way, such a great power which has come to you. For that we don't need very successful people. We don't need people who have a big name or those who have lots of money. What we need, people of character, people of understanding, of wisdom, and of strength, that whatever may come, I will stand by it.
Sorry about the way that it was streaming wasn't very consistent, but it is an absolutely beautiful talk, and yes, we will share the link to it. But it was very nice to hear the difference between the will of God, which created the universe, and the will of human beings, which we have free will. So we do have to keep on asking for help, because if we have free will, God can't make us have self-realization. God can't make us footsoak. We have to decide to do it. We have free will. So thanks, Rahul, for sharing that. So then, through our meditation, we connect with the Paramatma and the divine unconscious. And that's where we get the brilliant thoughts, which are from the mind of God. Not from human minds, but from the divine unconscious. And we are one with the divine when we surrender our mind, our analytical minds, and we say, Mother, what is the way? What is the solution to this problem of climate change? What is the solution? I don't have the resources as one human being to solve it, but I know that you do. And so you can pray like that. So the story was that Einstein was playing with bubbles, and his mind was relaxed. And through his play, through a moment of putting down his mind, And just watching the bubbles, he got the ideas for relativity. And so apparently he talked about the torsion area that is beyond the mind. He called it that. That was his term. And Jung talks about the divine unconscious. So that's why they were so brilliant, because they were connected. They were realized souls. And they were, so you are too. So you can get these divine ideas. All right, so let's get to our meditation. Next slide, please.
I have a question. Where would you send the link? I want to see the link that Mataji said.
Oh, it's in the chat for here, and then Rahul also posted later in the WhatsApp group that we all belong to. So if you're not involved with that,
I'm not on that WhatsApp group. Would you please add me to that WhatsApp group?
yes, Minu, we will arrange for that. Thank
Okay.
you. Can you put your email in the chat, and Rahul will contact you by email. Thank you.
I think I have done it a couple of times, but I was never added. So I just want to make sure I got added, please.
Okay. Very good point. Thank you for bringing that up. And that's and this is in my forums. You can always ask, how do I participate? How do I fix this? Rahul's the one who is consistently the guide of all of these sessions, so he can actually do those things. But I'm glad you asked those questions. Okay, we're going to go to our meditation now. Next slide, Rahul, when you get a chance. I know you're doing 3 things at once. All right, so we're gonna meditate now. This is the music you had last time with me, but I loved it, so I thought it was good. We're just gonna have a silent meditation and put your attention at Sahasrara for as long as Rahul says we need to, but at maximum 7 minutes. All right, thank you. We're gonna go into our silent meditation now.
बसो माता जी दया करो तंत्र मंत्र पूजा नहीं जानो तंत्र मंत्र पूजा नहीं जानो मैं तो केवल तुमको ही मानो मैं तो केवल तुमको ही मानो सारे जग में ढूंढा तुमको सारे जग में ढूंढा तुमको अब तो आकर बहादुरो अब तो आकर बहादुरो ओ माता जी माता जी माता जी दया करो माता जी दया करो तुम बिना लागे सुनो तुम बिना लागे सुनो खाली घट में प्रेम भरो खाली घट में प्रेम भरो माता जी दया करो मन में आन बसो माता जी तंत्र मंत्र पूजा नहीं जानो तंत्र मंत्र पूजा नहीं जानो मैं तो केवल तुमको ही मानो मैं तो केवल तुमको ही मानो सारे जग में ढूंढा तुमको सारे जग में ढूंढा तुमको अब तो आकर बहादुरो अब तो आकर बहादुरो
Right, so now we're going to slowly come back, raise our Kundalini. Tie it up 3 times at the end. Bandhan. It's your protection. That's your shield. That's your balance. And then we say namaskar. And I want to thank you. I want to thank Rahul for this session. This is the formal end of the session, but we can stay and answer questions afterwards. We love you. We respect you. I have taken down your email, Leah, and I hope to meet you again in the future. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Rahul. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Bye, Mata. So we have we're open for discussion as long as Rahul says. I'm not really sure how much longer we can go today. Rahul, do we have a few minutes?
Yeah, definitely.
All right. So who's got a question for us? Jackie, you turned on your camera. Maybe you'd like to chat.
I don't know if I have a question. I feel like I could meditate for a long time. I just for the first time felt the joy of Sri Mataji, and maybe it's kind of pouring out of you like the gratitude. And at first I felt a sadness that I didn't get to come to this and meet her in person. But I love that I'm slowly overcoming my Christian. It's not dogmatic, but there are some things that got in the way, I think, that blocked me from, this feminine, the Holy Spirit and the feminine. So I'm just really grateful to you and Sri Mataji and Rahul and everybody here today. So I just wanted to express that gratitude.
You're welcome, Jackie. And yes, it's been our pleasure to try and help you bridge that gap. It's really, Sahaja Yoga is really foreign for Westerners, and it's a lot easier for people from India to catch on because it's not so radically different from something that they've been brought up with. But for us, we have the whole Christian bridge. But the thing is that, if we wanted to love Christianity, but we couldn't before because of its angularities, now we can because Sahaja Yogis are also believe in Christ, So as a beautiful saint, a beautiful incarnation of the divine, actually.
Yes, yes, yes.
But the mother goddess part we didn't get, right, in the West. We didn't get that.
Well,
And
that's
so now we have that in the mother, right? But some of us haven't had good mothering, so it's hard for us to feel the love from the mother. So it helped me when I kind of thought of the way that the Indians think of the mother goddess as the warrior goddess who fights battles for humanity and rides on a tiger and has all these weapons. And I thought, oh yeah, that I need, that I can relate to, and I'm so happy she's looking after us.
yeah. Yes, yes, yes.
So thanks for sharing, Jackie. Is there anybody else who has a quick question?
I don't have a question. I do have a statement. I just want to say thank you. Many blessings to you and Rahul for this beautiful session. I came into it very just thought dominant, just a lot of thoughts, overthinking, and just a lot of not really good energy this morning. And now I'm truly in a state of meditation. So thank you so much.
Yeah, it's a miracle how that happens. It happens for us every time we come to a Sahaj meeting. And so that's why we keep doing it, even though sometimes we say we're tired. Oh, I don't have time. And they go, okay, but probably I'll feel much better afterwards. Probably I will. So thanks for sharing that, Don. Anybody else?
Yeah, this is Mira again. And my question may or may not be quick, but I'll just put it out there. Having grown up in a Christian tradition myself, I don't know the stories of the gods. And people will say something about Vishnu or Shiva. And I really don't. Krishna, you can kind of know from the culture, and just he's kind of more popular because of, I don't know why. But anyway, how do you learn about all these different gods and goddesses and their interrelations and all the stories?
Yeah, and in Srimataji's talks, she explains the whole thing. But essentially, as you go into the advanced part of this class, after this class, if you stay on for a few times, then Rahul will put you in the next one. That's when they start talking about all those deities and relationships, because each chakra is related to certain specific deities. Like Jesus is on this chakra, right? Sri Ram is on the right hearts. So they're all interrelated, and it's fascinating. But right now, you could Google it, but you might have something that's sort of wrong.
Yeah. So as far as texts, TEXTS, writings, stories, that's probably all over the place also.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Exactly. So that could give you an introduction if you need a quick tutorial, or ask your AI to tell you something.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? Shy, very shy you all are. You're still here, so you want to listen to the conversation. You're just getting a few nuggets from the conversation. That's fine. That's fine.
Hi, Lisa. This is Helena.
Okay.
I have a question. You just mentioned that Rahul has another more advanced level class.
Yes, he does.
Because I found that this, I know 9:45, but it's for broader audience, for like newcomers. So now I'm attending the side room, and I thought this is kind of like advanced. But
This
I
is
noticed
intermediate. This is a sort of after the beginning.
Yes, because I noticed we repeat a lot of things all the time because we have newer people. Is it possible that I can get access to a more advanced class?
Yeah, Elena. You can get. You are joining from which?
Please,
You're joining from which location?
I'm in Florida.
Okay. So yeah, the same time we'll have advanced class. So I think I have your email.
Let me. Okay.
Yeah.
So
So
will you put me in advanced?
yes,
Okay.
yes. You will get the invitation, Google reminders. and then you can join those sessions.
Thank,
And if you
thank you.
don't mind, can you share your WhatsApp number also? I can add you in that respective group. So you will get the
Yeah,
reminder in WhatsApp also.
all right. I will. I can text my number straight to you. You have my number. We communicated before.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Jai Shri Mataji.
Jai Shri Mataji. And there's a question in the chat, and I think this will be the last one I'm taking today. You can always contact Rahul if you have more questions, but calling the mother feels very uncomfortable to me. It is triggering. So I guess you could say that that has many aspects, and I'd have to kind of work with you to understand what part of it is triggering and why. All religions, most religions do have a female part to it, even the Jewish religion. And so basically the problem that if you think about not mother, but mother goddess. So if you're saying mother, please, you're talking about mother Kundalini or mother goddess, and not your own mother, for one. And this is something that we didn't get in the West, is introduction to the goddesses, but it's in Greek culture, it's in Chinese culture, Kuan Yin, it's in lots of cultures, and essentially a lot of Hinduism is worshiping of a great goddess. They really revere the mother energy, as Shakti energy, the potential. There's God the Father, who's the spirit, and God the Mother, the Shakti, who supports. But she's the one out front, and he's behind. And that's why, Jesus talks a lot about his father, doesn't talk about the mother, because at that time people didn't understand mother. But Mary was there. She was his mother. She was actually incarnation of divine. Okay, last question, Noor. Noor, you want to turn on your mic? Yes, I get you, Sanja. It has to do with our upbringing and our trauma from childhood sometimes. Okay, there you go. Hi, Noor. What's up?
Hi, I want to say thank you for the lovely meditation today. I enjoy it so much. Thank you again.
Okay. All right. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Really appreciated speaking with you. And I send you my love, and have a wonderful weekend. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.